Hey everyone, it's Todd and Jeremiah. Again, Talk Fort Dodge. You know it's 10 o'clock on Thursday if you're live with Todd and Fort Dodge on Talk Fort Dodge. Like that for an intro? Sounded professional. I've been practicing.
Yes.
Yeah,
Have you been practicing in front of the mirror
I did. Every morning.
every morning?
You don't want to hear about what that looks like.
While you're combing your hair?
Yeah, it's a short story.
Didn't take too long to do that, huh? Well, today we thought we'd just kind of go through some events that are going on in Fort Dodge and kind of wing it. See, if you want to comment, whatever. Tonight at the winery, so at Soldier Creek Winery, there's a craft corner with Webster County Conservation. So that could be something fun for you.
Yeah.
Tonight, Shiny Top is on here. Emma Elsbecker.
Oh, she's good. Younger girl. She's really, really good. So if you get a chance, run down there, check her out.
So I know you have like live bands at Shiny Top. Is it every Thursday?
Every Thursday. And you know what? It's cool. It almost kind of sucks because we get the local people. We get a great crowd for, but we'll get these people from Des Moines and Ames and all over the place, and they are absolutely fantastic. But because nobody knows their name, we don't get as many people there, and it kind of sucks.
Okay.
But no, definitely go check out Emma. She's really good. She's played before. And I know Nate really appreciates having her back because she's good.
I've been down there a number of times, but so my question for like people that are out there like watching, is it like a full band every time? Is it just like an individual every time, or is it
Usually,
different every time?
Usually a singer-songwriter, so it's one person. And then every once in a while we'll have a live band. So if we do something on a Saturday, it's usually the big band and everybody. But if we do it like during the Thursday ones are usually just one person, singer-songwriter.
So is it usually like a little more quiet, a little more laid back?
It's a lot more laid back on Thursdays. I mean, it's just a great atmosphere.
Okay.
Yeah. So speaking of that, live music. Let's talk about live music for a second.
Yes.
That's something that, Thursdays.
I think 10
every
years
week.
ago, there wasn't very much live music or places to go for live music.
20 years ago, there was a ton of it. Then it kind of died off. And then it's kind of had this resurgence here in the last, 5-6 years where people really want to see that live music every day or every week. And, it's just been wonderful for Shiny Top. And other people have started to do it. Ron does it at River Hops. Another great place to go. The winery does it every Sunday.
We were down at River Hops on St. Patty's Day.
Oh, yeah. It's fun.
And those guys were awesome. They were like from Ames or something, but they were doing the Irish. They wear the kilts.
Uh-huh.
And
you have a kilt? Yeah, we could do a kilt show. I'll wear my kilt.
I was in a wedding where the groom.
I just bought the new formal top, so I got the whole jacket and everything in the vest, so I can go formal. Joyce loves it when I wear a kilt. She keeps asking me what's under the kilt.
Okay, more live music. What were you saying more about live music?
Well, you get Ron doing it at River Hops. You get the winery doing it every Sunday. You get us doing it every Thursday. I mean, I've seen a ton of people throwing it in on Fridays. I think Koozies is doing karaoke on Wednesday nights. So if you're into that karaoke,
on Sunday, Jessica McClintock will be at Amigos.
See, there you go.
So Amigos
Jessica's amazing. She is really, really, really good, and has a wonderful local following. Ooh, tour guide training.
Tour guide training.
Yeah. Grant Writing 101. That sounds terrible
Central.
too.
Is that what that says?
Oh, here's another one. Next Edge Performance. So those of you that don't feel good, you always, your back hurts a lot. They have that cryo chamber there. You ever seen the cryo chamber?
Yes, I've done it. It's really cool. You go in there with like a robe, and then you take the robe off at the last second, and you hand it to them, and you just freeze to death.
For how long?
Until you're almost dead, and then
they bring you back to life.
They bring you back. So it's almost like you're like in the movie Demolition Man, where they're gonna freeze you, but right before you're frozen, they stop. And I will tell you what, like my muscles and my lower back at that time was bad. Now it's like everything. And I was just talking to Jenny about going back and doing that again because I could like feel it in my bones for like 3 or 4 days after in a good way.
But you can feel it. So it's like going to the chiropractor. Sometimes it hurts right away, but that next hour, 2 hours later, you feel so much better.
Yeah. And I think if you like look into it, there's like a lot of different health things that it does.
I should talk to Justin. Justin Pfeiffer, like, if you hear this, give me a call or text. Let's set up a Thursday for you to be on here. Maybe we can go down there and do a whole tour of the facility. That'd be
Because
kind of neat, too.
That would be cool because I did go there for like a month, and I had the little pod, and you just go in there and you sweat. He also has the sauna room, and you could like ride a bike in the sauna room. Yeah.
So they bought the old Ridgewood Lanes and Styles, and now Styles is next edge, and then Ridgewood's going to be the new Taekwondo studio, which is really neat.
Because when I had my membership for a while, you also had that oxygen bar.
Yep.
So
I remember being in there.
Yeah, because when I was kind of worried about my health and doing some things, the oxygen, extra 10 minutes, just sit there and do that for a minute and be like, okay, I'm ready to go.
It makes a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun to say your drug of choice is oxygen. Right?
Mine too. Mine's potatoes.
Next edge. The shred event. This is kind of different, not something you'd think we'd talk about on a show, but United Bank is having a shred event. And if you have a whole bunch of papers or just one folder that you want it shredded, just pop in between 11:30 and 1:30 on May 26th. Blandon Museum is always doing different things. You know, we've had a number of people on talking about
They're doing a pottery and pints at Shiny Top coming up here pretty soon. I don't know what day it is, and it might not be in here yet because Eric just stopped in yesterday, talked to Nate about it.
And there's a lot of ribbon cuttings coming up. And, you know, if you ever want to just pop into a ribbon cutting, the last one I was at was Godfather's. You know, it's always kind of cool just to kind of see everybody. And
if you see me in here with a Growth Alliance shirt on a Thursday, you'll know there's a Thursday ribbon cutting.
Yeah, when I was looking at these ribbon cuttings, I was like, Shimcat? Well, why are they having a ribbon cutting?
75 years.
75 years.
I saw the invitation the other day.
That's a reason.
Yeah.
That's a good reason.
You know, that's a long time. And, you know, it's 3 generations now? Or 2 generations. Started with Bruce. Was there a generation before that? But anyway,
Yeah, there was.
75 years of Shimcat Motors. Do you remember when it was by the old Dairyette?
Yep.
So where MediaCom is now used to be Shimcat's.
Yep.
And that lot was across the street.
And we're all very aware of that because of Sacred Heart. That's where I went to school. And that was
I just liked ice cream.
Dairyette.
So, yeah, Dairyette. And look at cars when you're at the Dairyette. It was kind of fun.
We used to take field trips to the Dairyette.
Did you learn a lot?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Oh, shoot.
Learned how to eat the little itty bitty tiny cones that they had.
The
They'd
baby
always
cones.
give them.
Yeah.
Just give them away. Yeah, there's a lot of fun things. Live music. There's all kinds of things, and I know. I wonder if they'll do it again. But they did live music on Sundays out at Olson Park at the band shell.
Did a couple of those.
They were doing that like through June, July, and August. But they probably stopped with COVID, or maybe they.
Oh, they did it. And
we need to look at those kind of things.
They did release Denim Fest this morning. We're going to do Denim Fest again this year.
Okay.
So Joe's coming back to town, and that'll be. I don't remember what day it is. Hope nobody's watching that's going to get mad at me for not knowing what day it is.
Well, we used to have the 50s band playing 50s music all the time at the Maid-Rite. That was fun.
That is fun. Is there a local one then? There's not a local one now.
But speaking of that, I saw somewhere in here that Elvis is returning.
Elvis is coming back
Fort
for
Frenzy
too.
Elvis Rock and Remember.
We haven't released it yet, but I heard a rumor we might have Puddle of Mud coming to Frenzy.
Puddle of Mud.
Remember them in the 80s, 90s? I should look before I start throwing dates out.
Yeah, I'm not really much of a musician. I have other talents. I don't know, but you know, this is a good magazine to look at if you ever need to see any business directories. I was just looking through it. It's kind of cool to see how long some of these businesses have been around in Fort Dodge.
Oh yeah, it's got it in there.
I just opened up St. Edmund Schools, 1956. And it says St. Paul, 1863. That's when Iowa became a state. So I don't know how they come up with that.
Or maybe that's when it started.
La James, 1920.
Really?
Old Boston's, 1981. Old Boston's is the same age I am.
And it wasn't called Old Boston's in 1981.
No, it wasn't. Was it Marvin Gardens when it started?
Kinds of phone calls today, guys. Sorry.
So
Anyway, I'm eating breakfast.
come to
as I'm
Fort
talking to you
Dodge.
guys.
Go to live bands.
Yeah. Have a great day. And next week, I promise we'll do something more fun than just the two of us rambling for 12 minutes. All right. See you next week, guys.
Bye.